The Central African Republic citizens had visa-free or visa-free arrival access to 49 countries and territories, ranking the Central African Republic 94th terms of travel freedom, tied with Algeria. Now, there are some advantages, and almost in every country I go through, every time I do an African country, I get a lot of negative type comments and stuff. It might not be an advantage to you, but there are advantages to almost everybody that's out there, and I'm going to go over that with you. So, you just have to look at this and determine if it's going to be, good for you. One thing I do like about this country, if you want an instant passport for almost free, this is one that you can get. Now, visa-free travel is not great, but, you're also getting it for almost nothing, depending on how you do it, which I'm going to go over that with you. Now, the GDP per capita in this country is the 6th lowest and poorest in the world, with only $477 US a year. That's the GDP per capita. It's really low. The healthcare system in the Central African Republic is barely functioning due to severe shortage of skilled healthcare workers and medical supplies. Limited access to vaccination means that easily preventable diseases continue to take a toll. Even like malaria now is a leading cause of death among children under the age of 5 years old. Now, the citizenship, I want to go over that with you on how that's going to work. Now, the basis for the laws on citizenship of the Central African Republic, also known as CAR, C-A-R, is the Constitution that was adopted the 7th of January, 1995. Also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 45 days, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen right here and the notification bell next to it, and you get new videos automatically as they come out. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. Number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and ask for some help. All right, now another way you can get citizenship there is by birth. A child born within the territory of the Republic, regardless of the nationality of the parents. The exception is a child born to certain diplomatic personnel. Another way is by descent, a child that's born abroad of a Central African Republic father. Also, a child born abroad of a foreign father and a CAR, C-A-R, which stands for the Central African Republic. Mother is eligible for CAR citizenship if desired by the parents. Now, the child is also eligible to retain the citizenship of the father due to CAR's recognition of dual citizenship. That's one thing I do like about this country. It does allow dual citizenship. There's a lot of countries, I'll be honest with you, that have a lot of things going for it in the world, but they don't allow dual citizenship. And I'll tell you something, that takes a lot of freedom away from you when you don't have that. I would never get a passport with a country that's going to make you relinquish your other passports and your citizenship. Now let's look at marriage. Now, a foreign national who marries a citizen of a Central African Republic person is automatically eligible for citizenship by registration upon marriage. Now, naturalization is another way. Central African Republic citizen may acquire upon fulfillment of the following conditions. A person resides in the country for 5 to 7 years. Now, so you can go there and reside 5 to 7 years. They're not really distinct in their whether it's 5 or 7 years. It's going to determine probably a lot on your finances and stuff, and if you can take care of yourself. But I'm going to tell you something, whenever you have a country like this kind of, I'm sure there's a lot of corruption there, it's going to take you longer than 7 years to get the passport, okay? But now if you marry someone, you can get it instant, okay? This is like other African, there are several African countries that just did one in Cameroon. You can get instant citizenship there also by just marrying a national, instantly. That's a quick way to get it. And it's like free, it costs you almost nothing. But the dual citizenship is recognized. That's a big advantage to this country. As I've mentioned before in a lot of videos, folks, I would rather get citizenship in a place that's off the wall, kind of like this one, that allows you to get other passports than one like, that's a real nice passport, but then you got to relinquish all your other citizenships, and then you're at the mercy of that country. You get in trouble, they can cancel your passport, you can't travel, it's a mess. Now, the Central African Republic does have a diplomatic relations with the USA, but it does not have an extradition treaty, kind of like Cameroon. I did one on Cameroon, and there are other countries too in Africa. A lot of these countries that don't have extradition treaties with the U.S. are in Africa. So if you've got some sort of a problem out there, this is an option you might want to look at. The top tax bracket's 40%. This is definitely not a place to go if you're looking. If you can get good, dependable help, your labor cost is almost free. And I'm going to tell you something. I was in Dubai and I told this story to quite a few people. We had a lot of people coming from African countries. Most of them were coming out of Kenya and places like Togo and places like Cameroon. We had quite a few people coming from those countries, and also Nigeria, because they had people that were willing to work for low cost, that were English speaking. And there were other places too, but the GDP per capita here is like just under $500 US a year. If you can get good, competent help, your labor cost is almost free. Now, and I'll tell you something too, you got to look at labor too, because I've seen people pay no income taxes and in countries, and then what happens is their labor cost is through the roof. Monaco is a good example. No income tax there, but if you try to hire someone there, your cost is going to be through the roof trying to hire people, unless you try to get somebody outside the country to do your work. Now, remember, and I've told people this before, when you make a decision to get a citizenship and a passport program, is always look for a citizenship program that you can get as long as you have no civil or criminal past. Because a lot of these residency by investment countries take forever, folks, to get the passport. They don't ever go by the statutory periods. Almost none of these countries do it. There are a few that do it. Ireland does it. They're good. The UK's pretty good at it. You got countries like Canada's pretty good. Most of the other ones are unpredictable. Even the US is unpredictable. I've seen either on the EB-5, it goes 8 to 12 years before you get the passport. You're better off getting a fast-track passport if you're going to get one. And then go for your slow tracks for your residency by investment second. And make sure that the country that you're applying for has no military requirements before you get the passport. Israel makes you go in the military. There are loads of countries that require you to go in the military. Cyprus also requires that. Make sure the tax system that's in place for that country is either territorial or it's got a pure tax haven status and doesn't tax worldwide income on investment income. Like, for instance, the St. Kitts passport not only doesn't tax income outside the country, it doesn't tax income inside the country either. And also, number 4 is make sure that if there's a language requirement, that you already are fluent in that language before applying, or don't apply. One nice thing that I like about St. Kitts, there is no language requirement. And also, you have the same thing in the Central African Republic. If you speak English, you can get by there. And that's one nice thing that you don't have to worry about taking some other type of test to get the passport. And number 5 is always verify that dual citizenship is allowed or don't engage in that program. This is one thing I do like about the Central African Republic. St. Kitts also has that option too. But now St. Kitts is going to give you many, many, many times more countries than you're going to get with Central African Republic. Number 6 is also, if you want to get a passport, if you want to get into a passport, you want to get one that's got as many visa-free countries, that visa-free on arrival countries and territories. And this is the main thing. You don't want to be having to get visas everywhere you go. And number 7 is remember that a lot of the countries that reserve the most lucrative business opportunities, like insurance, real estate, retail, and other businesses to citizens, they divvy this out to people that have a citizenship in that country first. And if you don't have that citizenship there, it's going to bar you out from working in a lot of business opportunities. So you really need to check before you go to a country. You're not going to have citizenship for years. You need to make sure, if you still want to work in that country, can you do that type business? Or are you going to have to wait until you get the passport, which could be 5 to 18 years down the road? And number 8 is always, when you move to a new country where you don't know the language, it's going to take you 3 times longer to learn everything and to get things done. And I'll tell you something, folks, I would advise you stick with countries where you know the language and you know it good. If you're making at least $150,000 US a year, or you got a net worth at least $1 million US, and you want to learn how to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen right here and the notification bell next to it. And you get new videos, folks. We've got over 700 videos. You'll get these automatically. And number 2 is I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment below, just put it below and I'll get back with you. Number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.